Ladies and gentlemen, no, your eyes do not deceive you. This is Microsoft Flight Simulator, and this is the long awaited Aerosoft A330. It's been delayed multiple times over the past few years. We've all been looking forward to it. We've all been wanting it. We've all been begging for it. What's going on? What's the delay? Well, guess what? It's here. Surprise, surprise. So, the purpose of this particular video is to take a close look at it and kind of see what we think of the exterior 3D model, away from the cinematics and away from the screenshots and trailers, things like that. And so it's going to do a bit of a walk around, a bit of an airworthiness check of the aircraft, and kind of see what Aerosoft has been up to the last 2 years, at least on the exterior model. So we'll walk up here, starting with the nose. Again, the aircraft as a whole, like the body looks pretty solid, but we'll look at the really close details here. So you can see here, looking at the nose strut and landing gear, I'm not sure how well this is going to translate through the actual video, but you can tell definitely some low resolution textures, which, you know, obviously in places like this, you don't want to use too high of a resolution texture or even poly count, because you're going to it's going to affect your end of the day performance and actually it running well on your system. But there's definitely a balance there. But you can definitely see the hard edges. There's not really any kind of PBR or bump mapping material. You can actually see even this circle here on the nose gear lights. You can kind of see, like, it looks like an octagon, not a circle. So when you get up and close in person like that, you can definitely see that definitely using low resolution textures. And then here is the tire. Now, I had a big complaint about the tire when they released their trailer probably a month or two ago, and I was like, man, why is the resolution of your tires so bad? And I was hoping they would fix that, and they didn't. Really surprising, because I definitely made a fuss about it in the comments, and I'm sure many other people as well made a fuss about it. But yeah, it's just the resolution of this tire, like it's just like a cylinder, I guess, with some very low resolution tire textures on it. So I don't know why they couldn't have made that better. That does not look good in my opinion. Yeah, so not a good start, Aerosoft, here at the nose gear. Let's continue our walk around and see if maybe they sacrificed that area for some more high-res, better-looking stuff in other areas. So here's a note: the cargo bay obviously opens up. We'll actually jump up in there and take a look. Now, this looks pretty solid right here. That looks really good. That looks really good. If we get inside, the bin looks pretty solid. I don't think... Now, I'll have to test this, and this will be a different video. Or maybe at the end of this video, but I don't think you can load cargo into here. Like, I don't think you're gonna see 3D cargo in the main cargo bays. So that's a bit, that's a bit of, I shouldn't say disappointment. Again, some things you just don't need. It's just nice to have, or it's, you know what I'm saying? So we'll keep going. Not a big deal, not a deal breaker. So we got a few more sensors down there on the bottom. Take a look at this. Yep, static ports. Good resolution on that text. So we'll continue walking back here. See a few issues with the livery, but that can easily be fixed. So I'm not going to complain too much about that. But I will notice that the livery itself is kind of like liveries in Microsoft Flight Sim, usually for aircraft that are, they've been made for Microsoft Flight Sim, are usually high res. You don't see this pixelated edge on there. So that has to do with the technique and the way that they're doing the livery. That means it's like a raster image instead of the vector that many other aircraft are using. So that's interesting. But again, something that could definitely clean up, or you can get you can definitely get somebody to make a custom livery for you. All right, so now this here on my screen, this looks amazing. This engine, as you know, if you're into airliners, getting the engine right graphically is super important. It's definitely gonna be a little heavy on FPS and performance, right? But like, you look at this all the time and look at the see, this is what I'm talking about. This is nice. This is really nice. This is gorgeous, and it's actually windmilling slowly with the wind. So that is beautiful. That engine is, I have no complaints about the way this engine looks right now. This looks great. That looks really good. Really, really good. We'll do a bit of a spin around the engine real quick and see what we got here. Check underneath. Looks okay. Check behind it. There's the hoist point. Pressure relief door. A bit of a lower resolution textures here on the back, but again, you're not going to get this close too often. So I think if you look from afar, like here, it looks just fine, right? So no major complaints on that engine. It looks good. And while we're underneath the wing itself as well is looking really good to me. You can see that flap is slouched down because the hydraulics are not activated right now. Got some traffic taking off in the background. Ignore them. All right. Not bad. All right, we gotta turn that down. The freaking multiplayer traffic is so loud. So yes, you got the aileron slouch there since the hydraulics and that the aircraft hasn't been powered on. But decent reflections here on the wing. We'll see what that looks like from, like, I guess, matter of fact, let's go do it right now. We'll see what that looks like from the windows seat angle. This is where we're gonna be right here. This is where we're gonna be right here. Oh yeah, that looks good. Oh, that looks really good. Oh, that looks really good. That is a beautiful. This is why, for me, this is why, exactly why, I think it's very important for every aircraft. It doesn't matter what type of plane you are. If you have if you know the popular views that people use, like that wing view, you gotta get that. You gotta get everything in that view just perfectly right. Like, I don't see the gear; those low resolution gear are not my concern right now. Right? This right here is a shot that I care about. Is being able to see that engine in all of its glory. It looks great. Looks great. Looks beautiful. Nice. All right, so I approve on the wing. Wings are definitely airworthy. Looking good. Got a little bit of a, no, I shouldn't say wear and tear. Just, it's been lived in a little bit, right? You got a little bit of old residue from rain and whatever, oil, whatnot. Let's go take a look at the gear, the main gear. So from here, it looks pretty decent. But as we get closer, we're having that exact same tire, low resolution tire. Which, again, it kind of depends on who you are, I guess. I mean, a lot of people are not going to care. Most of us are not going to get this close to the gear, but like this, in my opinion, just doesn't look up to 2020 standards. I mean, it's about to be 2025, and 2024 is releasing very soon. And this is honestly just not the standard that I'm looking for in an airliner anymore, as far as the actual, like, texturing. Like, the modeling is okay. I can deal with the lower poly counts and things like that, but you still got to get those textures right. And this doesn't look that great. It doesn't. Now, again, from far away, if we look from here, it's just fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, right there, that view right there looks just fine. You know what I'm saying? And so, again, take what I say with a grain of salt. I'm being very picky, very, very specific about these things, because I've seen what other developers have done, what they've been able to do with the software, with Microsoft Flight Sim, and I know better it can be done, even at the those up and close angles. So take a look at the rest of the main gear. Now, this, I will say, is actually pretty nice. Even though it's the same kind of quality per se, but it just looks better for whatever reason. You can actually see, I like that they actually modeled many of the cables through here. That's something you don't see a lot. They easily could have done this right here. You see this right here? That's a picture. That is a photo of a wire, right? But I like the fact that they actually not just put a photo of the wire here, but they actually put the cables and wires in here. Now, I kind of, it'd been nice if they could have done that over here too. But again, this is an area that most people are not going to look at. Matter of fact, I'm not going to look at this again after this video. So it's not that big of a deal. I think it'll pass. This is a very common thing for most aircraft developers to do. Now look at this. We're actually inside of the gear bay, and we're still getting that same effect. So again, if I look from let's see, I guess that's closed, so I'm not going to see that area. But if I'm looking from like up here or over here, you don't even see that. Once the gear door opens up, you'll see that pop open, and it'll look very nice from a farther angle. But that's nice. Actually, I like this. I think this is good. I think they've done enough. I don't think they needed to add any more cables. I like they added kind of the essential cables that you'll see the most from afar, and then everything else is just kind of like a texture. So I approve of that. That's good. That's cool. Then you got here, you got the are these the intakes? What are these? Outlets. Sorry, these are outlet swings. Yeah, not outlet swings. They are the outlets, and they swing. So yeah, that's cool. So landing gear again from afar. Okay, pretty decent. Again, some more issues with the paint. Whoever did the Delta paint, was it your first time? I don't know. I'm trying to be nice, but I mean, this is not what I expect from a professional like Aerosoft. So, but I will say, if you look here, you can kind of see some of the rivets and stuff. Well, I shouldn't say the rivets. You can see a texture of the rivets, and you can also see again some of that that lived-in feel. You can see some of that residue from rain, and it's sitting outside on the outside. So it's not like a perfectly clean, brand new aircraft, and I do like that. I appreciate that. We'll look at the back. Very similar to the front. They actually did model the railing here for the ULD boxes, which again I kind of wonder if you can put them in there, but that looks good. The cargo bins actually look better than the landing gear, honestly. I believe this door also does open as well. I'm not sure if it opens to a whole new opening, but it does open as well. We'll continue our walk around and look at the rear. So we got the rudder and horizontal stabilizers here. Is my APU on? Yeah, it is. It is on. Take a listen. Yep, sounds pretty good to me. APUs are usually fairly loud, and that's basically what they sound like, a generator. So, looking back here, again, it's taking a very close look and analyzing this aircraft. Again, most of us would never get this close to these details, but I just want to kind of show you guys what you're getting yourself into and what quality Aerosoft has to offer with this latest addition to the Aerosoft airline family. So, no major complaints with the tail. You can see again those stabilizers and the rudder kind of flopping there because there is no power to the aircraft, so the hydraulics on that has not been activated. So that's that. If you guys notice anything in this video though that's missing, like a whole, I don't know, panel or something like that, definitely let me know. It's been a while since I've seen the A330 in person. All right, there. I think this one is the outtake. Yeah. Again, another issue there with delivery. Again, this is an early access, so that could be easily fixed. And landing gear we've already looked at. And the wing we already looked at on the right side. So if we kind of zoom out, though, and took a look at the aircraft from a distance as a whole, I mean, we saw it up close. We saw the detail that was there on the gear, on the engine, and all that. And from this distance right here, this aircraft looks great. It looks just like an A330. The proportions look correct to me. It looks fine. So visually, it's not an issue, but usually in Microsoft Flight Sim, visuals are not an issue. The issue with Microsoft Flight Sim usually is the systems. How do the systems work? How deep is the simulation? Is it a nice 3D model, but is it shallow because there's no system depth to it? That is honestly the next question that I have for the A330, and that's something that we're gonna have to look at in the next video because I want to take my time on that. So I'll be doing either a video or a live stream very soon, so definitely come by, check that out. We can talk more about what the inside is all about as far as systems. But one thing I will show you and leave you with is the cockpit. So let's go ahead and board the aircraft, and we'll take a look at the cockpit really quickly. All right, and welcome to the flight deck of the A330, and it'll look very familiar, right? I mean, the A330 is not new to us. There's been mods for the A330. There have been a lot of Airbuses, and a lot of the Airbuses are very kind of cookie cutter, right? And this is not against Aerosoft. It's just an Airbus thing, right? All the Airbuses look very similar, and so you just kind of feel like you're right back at home in A330 versus A320. And so texturing looks okay. I mean, it doesn't look, it's not like Phoenix quality, that's for sure. Probably not even fly-by-wire quality. Again, you're kind of having, it looks okay. Like, it doesn't blow me away. Let me say it like that. Something is missing to me. I'm not sure if it's like some more texturing in here. The glass might look a little too flat, or maybe it doesn't have enough like speckles of COVID on them. I don't know, but Aerosoft does a decent job, but it's just kind of like it's okay. it does what it needs to do. It's not distractingly bad or anything like that. But we have our MCU down there. We have all the lighting. Again, I'll go into more detail with all this stuff a bit later. That is not for this video. But it's a 330 cockpit. The main thing I want to show you guys in here is the EFB. And in the EFB, it's fairly simple. It's definitely very different than their previous CRJ product. You can import your stuff from SimBrief here. I have a sample flight plan here from Minneapolis to Paris. You'd also add in your charts. You can link it to Navigraph like we've always been able to do. I'm not going to do that right now. On the left, you have your payload, performance, and things like that. You can set it to be instant, fast, or real. If you click on this little triple dot, which is not really obvious what that does, I kind of recommend they change that to like a different icon, because it's kind of, it took me a while to find that. I was like, well, how do I change it? So anyways, you can customize your load here. That's all good. You got your CG chart, which is nice. You got your performance chart here, which is also nice. But you can customize as you need. No surprise there, but pretty nice UI. And then I didn't show you the flight info page here. It actually shows you your entire SimBrief OFP here. And then you have your ground handling options, which basically you just kind of click on these options here. And that will actually open and close doors, connect jet bridges, start your pushback, and all that. You can also load different states. So I'm not going to do that right now, but you can load code and dart, turn around, ready for taxi, or ready for takeoff. And then actually, personally, one of my favorite features of this EFB is this little map right here. The fact that you can actually see yourself on the airport, and it'll help, guide you throughout the airport when you're going through taxiways. It has some of the numbers and names as well, which is really nice. You can also zoom out pretty far while you're flying en route. Matter of fact, oh, look at that. It even has your flight plan on here. I didn't even know that. That's pretty nice. There's our flight plan all the way to Paris. So again, this is a long haul aircraft, so things like this are very helpful. On the right side, you can see it actually is showing the ATC stations on VATSIM in the area. So that's a pretty cool feature. And then up to the top right, you can actually check your settings and things like that. So yeah, pretty cool. Has this built-in EFB. It's working. It's functional. I think the UI is pretty nice. I just don't like the little 3 dots here because it's just not obvious that that means to customize these things. So change that icon and I'm cool with it. And lastly, before we go, a lot of people may be asking, does it have a cabin? And the answer is, sadly, no. Yeah, and Aerosoft, what are you doing? What is this? I don't know if this was on accident. This is a bug. Yeah, I don't know, but it looks like it looks worse than Minecraft. So this is the state of the current cabin in the A330. Now they may adjust this, change this, add an actual full-on cabin. This might be a placeholder. My advice to Aerosoft right now would be, please remove this. Either do an actual legit good cabin or just don't do a cabin at all. This right here is just absolutely not okay. I don't know what they were thinking when they did this. So again, this might not be in the final version that you get, but hopefully it won't be. We'll see if they can confirm or deny that. But this is the current state and the current build that I have of the cabin, and it looks really bad. So I'm gonna get out of here because it's kind of haunting me. I'm gonna dream about this cabin in my sleep. But I'll leave you guys on a high note. Look at that beautiful wing view, though. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope this video was valuable to you. Leave your feedback down in the comments, please. Please do. If you like or dislike something about what you see with the model of the A330, I'm very serious. Please leave your feedback in the comments. I really want Aerosoft to see them. And my message to Aerosoft is also, please pay attention, listen to the comments, listen to the feedback, and take them seriously. Because there's some things I like, but also some things I don't like. The low-res landing gear, that I can deal with, but the super low-res tires, for whatever reason, does really bother me. And the cabin, of course. But in the next video, or live stream, we'll take it up for a flight, and hopefully we'll be impressed instead of depressed. Thanks for watching, and remember, you have 3 choices: give up, give in, and give it all you got. Peace, love, and God bless you. I will see you guys next time. Next video, I'm out.